It will be a big difference. If we spent the kind of time in the Word of God, working on ourselves, the way that He tells us to live, and positioning ourselves, spend more time and attention positioning ourselves to be in line with how God said we're supposed to live, rather than focusing on how our outer appearance looks to other people who don't even matter, because they ain't got no heaven and no hell to put you in. So what you care about, what they think about how you look. Because this going back to the dirt, it don't matter. It's what's inside. That's what we have to work on.
Man.
That's what we got to work on, that man on the inside. Because that's what's going back to God. This here going back to the dirt.
What you're saying, woman of God, I'm thinking about what Emily said earlier about the clean and the dirty dishes. Okay, so you can wash the outside as much as you want to, but if the inside is dirty, you have seen some people beautiful on the outside, but just ugly, just an ugly spirit on the inside.
Yes.
And so, yeah, Jesus will clean us up.
Yes, He will.
From the inside out.
Right.
From the inside out.
And, we have to also watch, when we are around people and stuff, and that they have their spirit isn't right. We got to watch that, because that spirit will transfer over onto us, and we'll start picking up their habits, and then we'll start saying things or doing things that we don't normally do, and we're like, well, where'd that come from? You got the spirit of that person on you, so we got to be very careful of that. Watch who we're around. That's why we're supposed to separate ourselves.
And to continue to renew our mind. Like, it's to renew our mind, so that we would have the mind of Christ. And with the word, and wash with the water, wash ourselves with the word.
Right.
Instead of just washing with, we need to, do the physical, but we need to be washed with the water of the word from the inside out.
And I think you were saying earlier, General, I think a lot of times that people have been turned off from the church. If somebody, I don't know who was said about, they stopped wearing lipstick or makeup or whatever when they went to church. It was like when you first go to church, when you first go into the church, when you first get saved and you come into the church, the church is very focused on cleaning up your outward appearance.
Yes.
And it almost seems as if they're more concerned with cleaning up your outward opinion, but they're not so concerned about the inner man, because it's like, as long as you look the part, that's all that really matters. And I think that a lot of people got turned off with all of this laundry list of rules and regulations of the church. You can't wear this, you can't wear this, you can't say this, you can't sit here, you can't do that, you can't. And that's why people feel like, well, I don't want to be no Christian, because you can't do nothing no more.
Yeah.
And I'm serious, because that's the way I felt. When I first heard about the Lord, I was a teenager. I think I was like maybe 16, 17. And so when I first heard about the Lord, I was introduced to a Pentecostal church. And they were so strict. Your shirts had to be so long, your collar had to be so high, your dresses had to be so long. No, I'm serious.
That's true.
It's true. I'm saying, you couldn't do nothing. You couldn't do nothing but go to church. That's it. Anything else was a sin. Couldn't look at TV, couldn't go to the movies, couldn't hang out with your friends, couldn't listen to music, couldn't do nothing. Everything was a sin. And I tried that out for a couple of months, and I was like, know what, I ain't with this. I mean, I was 16, 17 years old. That was not appealing. Because all I was being told is what I couldn't do. I wasn't really learning about Jesus and who Jesus was. I was just being taught what I couldn't do no more.
Yes.